All right, hello and welcome to another video about using these spreadsheets. We're going to have a lot of different things happening, so we need to do a good job of actually recording and keeping track and managing the data that we're generating. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how to do that and make sure you're working together as a team and not redoing each other's results. So here we have our spreadsheet, our model spreadsheet for Schubert Cottage. You'll poke around with this a little bit today in lab. But what we're going to do is start a new case. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this baseline spreadsheet, save it. I'm going to save it into a folder for Lab 7. So this would be maybe in your Google Drive folder. You'll actually save this. I'm going to give it a name. So this could be, Lab 7, maybe it's question 0, question 2, something like that. It could be Lab 7 and then my initials. It could be my initials and then the date, something like 10/10 if that's the date. There are going to be different naming things, but having some sort of kind of group naming convention is going to make it easier for all of you to work together and understand what everyone is doing. So I'm going to save it like this with my initials and then the date. I'll save this in my Lab 7 folder. Now I'm back here. Before I actually change anything, I want to copy the baseline. And now I will rename that to, we'll call this case 1. Now I'm ready to get started and actually make changes. So the case I'm going to be looking at today is just a simple weather sealing case. So I'm going to take this caulking and weather sealing value of 0.2 and enter that into the total air changes per hour, the reductions. So that's going to reduce our air changes per hour by 0.2 down to 1.5. And that will have about a 7% reduction in our heating load. These green values here are really the key thing that I want to record, as well as what I did and where I can find the files later, so that my team can come back and check. I can come back and double check that things were done correctly. So we're going to do that on a new spreadsheet that is in your groups folder called this data recording and cottage energy analysis. So I've gone back and filled out the projects that we've done for Lab 6. And now here in Lab 7, I'm imagining a new project. So we'll call this simulation number 6. I already was looking at a weather sealing case at Ripma Cottage, and now I'm going to imagine doing that, in addition, doing some work at Schubert. So both of these projects are kind of part of the same overall thing. So here, this is Schubert Cottage. And here the change or intervention is I'm going to do weather sealing. Now these next numbers are our headline results. So I'll go back and look at our numbers in green. If I want, I can copy these, go back to my other spreadsheet. If I try to just paste them in, it won't necessarily work, but I could paste them down here. If I go and paste as values, then it will paste just the numbers, and then I can go here and copy those over. So 50, 6, 51, 364.7, and 7.42%. That's what that last value is. Now I'm going to record my name. So my group member, Stu, did the first simulation. I'm doing the second. I'm doing it at a later date, but that's not a problem. And I want to record the file name. So I named this, well, maybe I'm not sure what I named this. The file name is right here at the top. So I can go to save as maybe if I want to just copy this file name. I don't actually need to save anything, but maybe that will help me get the file name, and I can paste that file name in there. And then I can have other notes. So like saved in lab 7 folder. Hey Jim, please double check the results. I maybe didn't do this right. You know, whatever you want to say to yourself, future you, or to your group members, you could record that here. Now I'm ready to go and add more to the list. You can see I've used some kind of simple lines to be able to delineate the different cases. If you wanted to do that, you can just select anything that is in that single simulation. And if you go to the borders, you can add an outside border, and it will put a border around whatever simulation you're going to be working on. You can go back and try to make sure that a previous one was done correctly. You can have one team member do part of something and the other team member finish it. And it's going to be easier to be able to share and collaborate across all of these things. So we're going to be using this today as we do simulations to, again, try to kind of build some of the tools that we need to be able to share and collaborate well. So that's all for this video. You can continue on. You'll be using this spreadsheet as you do some of your simulations at Schubert.